I'll talk about the meaning of management, five function of management, meaning and example of function management, three primary management style, meaning of management style, strength and weakness of management style. Let's start. I hope you will enjoy this presentation. Uh, Someone may ask himself or herself, what is management? Management is the process of controlling people in order to build a good relationship in workplace. Also, it can be the way of optimizing use of resources in order to maximize the profit in the company. There are five functional of management: planning, organizing, staffing, reading, and controlling. Planning can be defined as the setting of goals and objectives. Within planning, managers sit with some group or some team to plan some goals and objectives. Also, they plan and identify the way to achieve those goals. Also, they develop some plans like business plans, and by forecasting some development. For instance, they see their potential customers and see their needs and their wants so that they can bring into their companies. Also, they identify available resources, some opportunities, and the other opportunities that can help development of companies. Organizing is the stage where the team or manager sits and designing organization. Designing organization, this means assigning some tasks to the group of people and group some tasks into sections. For instance, they may sit and set up some roles. First, they can set some domain by saying this domain is accounting, finance, marketing, human resource, and for those sections they assign some people in charge of those domains. Also, they assign some authorities where they set some people who will be in charge of accounting, in charge of marketing, or other departments that will be included in a company. Also, it is the good time to allocate resources where they will see whether the resources in a company is sufficient. If not, they see how to increase those resources. Also, they see how they can manage those resources in order to maximize profit in a company. Staffing is the process of recruiting employees. Here, the task of manager is to recruit qualified employees. Someone can ask the question how to recruit the qualified employees. The qualified employees is the employees which which may help which can help the company to maximize or to increase the success. Here, the manager is can have the willing of the skill or the skills to know the people who will make the company to be successful. Here, the manager can use diversification, where diversity, because diversity is very important in the company, because you are recruiting different people with different culture, language may help in a company to resolve some conflict. They may have some skills of problem solving. They may bring some new idea in a company. But if the manager recruits the same people with same languages, same culture, same education, there is no diversity. But diversity will help the increase of profit in a company, where A person may come as an accountant, other marketer, other um, social media. All those people may be important in a company. Also, there is reading. Reading deal with coordinating, direct, making decisions, create a group or team, motivation, resolve conflict. Here, the manager is the task of manager to coordinate or making some decisions. If there is some problem or some conflict, it is the task of manager to coordinate or sit with the employer or the employees to manage the conflict within the workplace. Because if there were some conflict in a workplace, there will be no success. But if the manager how to set some rules or how to manage those conflicts, there will be a success within the company. Controlling, it is the way of monitoring the plan and the goal. Remember, for the fact we see planning where the manager and his or her group sit to plan some goals and objectives. Here controlling manager is how to see whether those plans or those goals are achieved or if the objectives set are in the way of actually achieved. Here it is the responsibility of the manager to measure the progress of the business. For instance, if the business have decided to to make an advertisement to increase the customer by 2 months. Here the manager have to see whether those, that objective have been achieved. Also, the manager have to take action in the case the objective or goals are not achieved, or in the case the profit are not going well, the manager have to see whether the employee is doing what employee and employers are doing what they supposed to do. Here, the manager has to evaluate the success of each employee. Uh, by ending those five functions of management, there were some more also management style. Management style is the way of leadership used by manager. Also, it can be the method of leading company. Also, it can be the manner of managing company's employee. Also, may be a method of giving and making a decision. There are three primary management styles, such as directing, delegating, discussing. I'm going to talk about the difference of those styles. Directing. Directing, it is where the manager tells employer the following what to do. This means that to assign the task for each employee, how it is to be done, to show some employer how to accomplish the task, the way or the some steps that can be used to accomplish the task. Also, the manager has to set the time and the due date to accomplish those tasks. Otherwise, if there is no due date, the employer will not be motivated and they will finish those tasks whenever they want. So it is the responsibility for the manager to set the due date and to set the time to accomplish those tasks. There are some strengths and weaknesses of directing. Some of the strengths of directing include clarity of purpose. Clarity of purpose, this means that the purpose is very clear. If the manager has the purpose of making a good praise or making an advertisement of a company, this is the manager sit and set the clear purpose. Also precise tasks because uh, at at this case the manager uh, specify the task for each person. Willing to take risk, manager have the willing to take risk because high risk, high return. Goal oriented. The manager have some goals and the way to achieve those goals. So the manager is goal oriented. Also, there are some weakness about this directive. Breaking the rule among the employee may be a request of directing, pursue big and risk challenges, lack of clear priority. Here, the manager, if the manager has different goals, it is really hard for him or her to prioritize the task. So it is the weakness of directing. Also, here, other weakness is make a quick decision making. Directing. Directing is the way of understand and assess the task. Here, the manager clarifies some objectives to the employers. Uh, Also, understand the concern, feeling, and suggestions. In our workplace, every person, every people have its own added value. This means that every person have the idea and concern. So it is the responsibility for the manager to hear the concern and feeling and suggestion of the employee so that the company may increase its success. Also, decide and argue on a goal. The employer may set some goals, and it is the responsibility for the manager to see whether those goals are effective and decide and argue with it. Also, for those goals, the manager has to get involved. If the employer sets some goals, the manager has to agree or decide whether those goals will make a success in a company. Also, there were some strengths and weakness of delegating. Some of the strengths include freedom to do the task because the manager have listed some tasks and assigned tasks to each person. It will be a freedom to do the task for each employee. This is because if an employee has its task, it will be a good way to accomplish the task without looking to other employees. Also, this encourage employees to take responsibility because if everyone has the task, the person will be able to set some goals to make the personal schedule to do this of how to accomplish those tasks. Also, the tasks are appropriate to everyone. Also, the employer will be able to have some relationship among them because they have specific uh, specific tasks. So it will be a good opportunity for the manager and the employee to have a good relationship. However, there is some weakness about delegating. Avoiding conflict and the changing, it is a weakness for manager because